Trey, you have the first pick here. We're gonna go Trey, Michael, Ryan, and we'll snake back and forth a couple times.
All right. Well, I'll kind of start where I started last year. Then I'm gonna stick with the Gators.
Yeah.
Dan Mullen, Florida. They've now won back-to-back New Year's Six games in his first 2 years. Clearly they're heading in the right direction. The SEC East, as we know, has primarily been coming down to Florida and Georgia. So if they can kind of get over the hump, they're getting closer and closer to Georgia. It looks like maybe this year they can get over the top, and if they do, this could be the year they get into the playoff.
Yep, they would have been. If I was the first pick, I would have also taken Florida.
Yep.
I am the second pick. This is tough. There honestly, I mean, going down my list here, there's like 3 or 4 teams I could have easily taken. I'm going to go with Texas. And I was tempted by, Penn State, A&M, a couple other schools, but most of the schools I was debating with are in loaded divisions. So that was kind of the reason I went with Texas. It's really just Oklahoma in the Big 12 that they have to deal with. And for the most part, they've played Oklahoma really well. So it's not crazy to think that they could beat them. And even this year, you always have to think, is there at least a puncher's chance this year when you're making this draft pick? And with everything Texas has coming back on defense, getting everybody healthy, Sam Ehlinger back, I mean, they're big underdogs, but it could happen.
Yeah.
The only thing with that is I love their offense, and I know they have returning presence with the defense, but the defense is still going to have to make a big improvement.
It will, but I think they will. I just think there were so many injuries last year that
their
I like their
secondary
chances.
was just the walking wounded. It
Yeah.
was horrible. I mean, it was crazy how many guys missed time. Okay, that leaves me 2 picks in a row here. Okay, I'm gonna pick one that I feel like has a chance to do it more right now, and then another one that's probably more future. So I'll go with the one that I think has a chance to do it any given year, and I'll say that's Auburn. You did mention that was kind of the reason why you stay away from team, just because of the loaded division. But I mean, we all thought the exact same thing about LSU last year, and
True.
They shoot up the board here and they make the playoff. You got Bo Nix coming back. They have some good receivers. Seth Williams coming back. So I know they lose some up front on the defensive line, but Auburn has they've recruited well. You never know. I mean, Gus Malzahn's kind of proven this. Just any given year, you're not sure what's going to happen. So I think Auburn they have the talent and they have the potential to sneak through there one year.
Yeah, I mean, he's done
Their
it
defense
before.
is always good.
Yeah, defense is always good. And he's done it before as far as he made a BCS championship game. Of course, that doesn't count as a playoff here. And just a few years ago, what was it, 2017, they were in the SEC championship against Georgia. Had they won, they would have been in. So
Yeah.
he's proven
They've
it.
been knocking at the door. And I think Bo Nix is going to take a jump. So,
Okay.
and then
better.
my other, what?
I said he better.
Yeah, well, he wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I know, but wasn't great.
Yeah. All right.
That's
Fair
an
enough.
argument for another day.
Yeah, I think we'll get into that argument actually later in this pod. And my other one, I'm going to go with USC. Yeah, I mean, and they're not. I mean, it's who's in their non-conference this year? The slate.
Well, you always got Notre Dame.
They got Alabama.
Alabama.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
Game 1, Alabama.
Crap.
Yeah, it's not happening this year. It's not. I mean, it's very unlikely. I'll say that.
Not happening this year. I thought maybe if Alabama wasn't on the schedule, it's
Although
conceivable.
there might be a chance of
They could win the Pac-12.
non-conference games. There's still a lot in play here.
Yeah.
Yeah, USC could win the Pac-12. It's possible.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So, but just the reason why I picked USC is just because of the potential. We know how great they can recruit, and the top 5 classes that they were bringing in consistently for over a decade it just makes you a top team. So, I don't expect Clay Helton to be able to do it, but I think if you get a decent coach in there, they're right there always.
Yeah, and obviously the last couple years, really, the recruiting has slid.
I will say though, the recruiting 2021 is off to a pretty good start.
Exactly. I think the coaching staff, they finally invested in the coaching staff around Clay Helton, and so you're seeing that with recruiting starting off really well. And I just think, I think there's a lot more optimism around USC now than there was even just a few months ago.
It's crazy what those assistants are doing. I mean, Clay is just kind of, I don't know, he's getting lucky just by riding off of first he was given such a great team by inheriting it, and then now it's just those assistants are starting to kick in with the recruiting. So
Yeah.
we'll see if he can save his job. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So it's my turn then. Okay, back to me. So let's see here. Well, that leaves me with I'm going to take Penn State.
Yeah.
So they're recruiting consistent top 10, top 15 classes. They've finished in the top 10 in the AP 3 of the last 4 years. So if James Franklin's there, they're going to be in the hunt. So one of these years you got to think they'll get lucky enough to break through. Obviously, you got to deal with the loaded division and Ohio State,
But
but
they've proven they can beat the Buckeyes.
yeah.
You know what? I didn't realize you said 3 of the last 4 years in the top 10. They've won 11 games in 3 of those 4 years. That's amazing.
It is.
I was also their schedule. It's for being in the East. It's not terrible, and the last half of the last 5 games are really easy. So if they start hot, they have a chance.
Yeah, they rarely play a really hard non-conference too. Yeah, they usually it's like Pitt is kind of the best team
Yeah.
or something they've been playing lately. They don't have those marquee, which is kind of bad. You wish Penn State would, when was the last time Penn State had a marquee non-conference game?
Why do you ask these tough questions off the cuff, Ryan?
Yeah,
I don't
gotta look
remember.
it up. Well, whose turn is it?
Well,
Trey, over to you.
I'm
Oh,
looking up
it's
their non-conference game this year. I don't know. Look up their non-conference game this
Yeah,
year, right?
I'll try to.
I remember looking at it. All right, so you took Penn State, Michael, and
Yep.
let's see. Do I have back-to-back? Yeah, I have back-to-back
You do.
here. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go one with Wisconsin.
Okay.
We know they're always relevant in the West of the Big Ten, of course, and if they break through in the Big Ten title, it's going to come down to that one game. They could get there. I mean, remember just this last year in the Big Ten title, the first half they were controlling the Buckeyes, and we were kind of all sitting there like, even though they had a couple losses, we're like, if this continues, like, do they sneak in the playoff? I mean,
Yeah, I forgot about that.
it was crazy. So I think there's potential it could happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen here this year, but with them being relevant in the West, they have a shot.
Okay.
And then that's Wisconsin, and then
at Virginia Tech this year for
Yeah,
Penn
it's
State. So
decent.
there you go.
Oh, that's definitely a tough one.
But I'm trying to
There
go
we go.
back
That
and see
was what I was-
before what was there because they had Pitt for a few years and that was it. And
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
last 4
give Michael his team that I think he's gonna go with.
Okay.
So I'm actually gonna it's not gonna happen this year,
Okay.
but I'm gonna say North Carolina.
Whoa.
No,
whoa.
it's not happening this year. Believe me. But Mac Brown is killing it in the 2021 recruiting.
Yeah,
Like they have, I mean, it's super early, but they're number 2 class right now. This year with Sam Howell, he'll show improvement. They're not going to make the playoff this year, but it'll have a couple years of recruiting. With Sam Howell, he'll be back next year. So it's not that crazy, especially with the ACC. Pretty much just them and Clemson. I mean, Clemson's a huge hurdle still to climb, but they have a chance in the coming years.
Yeah. I mean, Sam Howell is amazing, so you never know. All right, back to me. I am going to take Texas A&M.
That was who I thought you'd say.
Yeah. You got so over the next 5 years, I think they're going to be better than a lot of the teams we've drafted. I think it's fair that they fell to around here because, of course, LSU, Alabama, Auburn, now even Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss and Mike Leach at Mississippi State. The division is just murderer's row. But even with that, they've got, I think, a top 10 coach, maybe top 5 coach in Jimbo Fisher. They're bringing in top 5-ish classes. The talent, it might be there next year. Like it wouldn't be the craziest thing if A&M snuck in next year, but certainly looking to 2021, 2022, they're going to be, I think, one of the top 5 or 10 teams.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. I was gonna
Ryan's
take-
boy Kellen Mond is back for his 8th year this year. It
Yeah.
seems like.
Yeah, final year for him. Yeah, I was gonna take North Carolina too. Actually, Trey, that was
Wow.
that was a good one. Yeah,
No way.
But I gotta go somewhere else. I'll take Michigan. They've always
Yeah.
been good. I know they get their butt whipped by Ohio State, but if they can just avoid that, or if that's their only loss, they can still sneak in somehow or whatever. Somehow they beat the Buckeyes, but they're always right there. Jim Harbaugh's got a good team, and I mean, you never know when they're gonna pop up, but they've always been good, so they have a chance.
Okay.
By the
so
way, it
no,
was 2011 was the last marquee matchup for Penn State in the non-conference when they played Bama. Other than that, it was like Pitt for 4 years, Syracuse, Virginia. So
okay.
good to see them playing a better team though in Virginia Tech.